I think it was very important to me to come out to myself to begin with, because it's important to my mental health. So I thought that I was always interested in men until in 2015 this hit me really hard, and I started getting attracted to a woman, and I realized, or I was very confused about what was happening with me, and I think that's when I started exploring my sexuality. And that's when a lot of pieces actually came together, because I could also reflect on a lot of different instances in the past throughout my life when I thought I was attracted to women, but I would always push that away or like suppress that thought. And I think in 2015, that's when that part of me was like, okay, this is it, I'm not going to stay in the closet anymore. And that's how I started to accept my identity, and I think it really worked because I was also working in the LGBTQIA space. So being around queer people really made it easier for me to be able to like accept myself, to come out to myself. And that's when my journey kind of began in terms of identifying as a queer person. Coming out is so important for me because I'm usually a person with no filters. I feel like everybody has to know what's going on in my life. So keeping such a huge part of me, as a secret and not telling anybody about it was very difficult. So I decided to come out to people, one by one. I started testing the waters. I wanted to see how people are responding. Came out to a few friends, came out to my real sister in 2016. She yelled at me for not telling her for one entire year of me knowing and she not knowing. So that was an interesting conversation. And the more I came out, I realized there's a lot of acceptance I am receiving with regards to my identity, whereas how I was making up the entire thing in my head about, oh no, this is nobody's going to accept me. I've only liked men all this while. So I think it was very important to me to come out to myself to begin with, because it's important to my mental health. So I came out to my mother in 2018. It was very important that after knowing about my sexuality, I wanted to let her know about myself as well. So I sat her down and I told her I'm queer. I was sitting on the other side, I was shivering. I had my sister on the other side. We were all three sitting together, and once I told her, she was like, yeah, I know, I already know this. And I was shocked because in my head I'm just like, no, my mother does not know anything about me, but I think parents are really smart. Soon after, I came out to my father, and he told me that he already knew this about me and that he's discussed this with my mom. They were both just giving me my space and waiting for me to come out to them. If a queer person has ever come out to you about their identity, do remember that it has taken a lot for them to be able to talk about this. If you belong to a family and there's a queer person in the family, try to have more open conversation with them. Create a space of acceptance for them, because the more we talk about this freely, openly, it directly affects a queer person's mental health as well. I think in a day and age that we are right now, coming out has become a pressure, and for a lot of people who are still in the closet feel that coming out of the closet is the ultimate destination. But something that I would personally like to say is that whether you're queer, whether you're out, whether you're not out, your identity is completely valid. So please don't feel that until I'm not out, people will not know who the real me is. That's not true. You know who you are, and that's the most important. So always please keep that in mind.